All right, welcome to the Krypton Report. It is I, Tyler, and with me is my special guest, my fellow. What's a good word?
The other,
Fellow.
the other love of his life.
Yeah, that works. Uh, Mr. Phil Parrish, who I haven't got the podcast with in a while due to work schedules.
Came down with a case of the kids. Hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah, and I mean, gosh, everybody's been sick. Poor Solomon, man. Like he was better for like 2 days. And then Saturday just started getting a fever again, and now he's back to having a runny nose and a cough. It's like nobody can shake this stuff.
Yeah, everybody's had it. Everybody in my family, everybody at work, everybody.
Yeah, I have a friend at work who's still sick for like 3 weeks. I'm getting over bronchitis again. Krypton Report, sponsored by Wendy's.
Ooh, you wish.
Yeah, I do. So tonight we got the return of Supergirl in season 3, episode 10, The Legion of Heroes. What is your thoughts just on the Legion in general?
Well, we got 3 of them. 2 we already saw, and Brainiac 5. It was a good start, but I don't know why they were dressed like the X-Men, but
Oh man, you got it before I did. I was like, oh, it's Bryan Singer's X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never been a huge Legion fan, first of all. Like, I watched the Legion cartoon just enough. When they came on Smallville, I was like, oh, okay, they're coming on here. I'm like, okay. And then we got the drop the other day of, like, the Mon-El suit. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I like this suit, but why is it not red? Like, why are they all in black? Like, I thought we established, like, the evil Kryptonians were in black and Reign's in black, and, you know, everyone else has these really great costumes, and then they're, like, the Legion. And I don't know, like, I'm just not a huge Legion fan, period.
Why are you hating, Tyler? You give Love a bad name.
Oh, my gosh, that was awesome. I was like, why is Bon Jovi all of a sudden playing? But,
because what's her face was saying that they didn't know much about this time period, and like most of what they knew was from Mon-El teaching them, and I guess one of the things he taught them was about Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, it took me a minute. I was like, Bon Jovi, and then I was like, okay, cool. And then I kept thinking, like, they couldn't do Sabotage from Beastie Boys because Star Trek did it, so they're like, we'll do Bon Jovi.
that's why they did it. They paid off later.
But I liked the characterization of Brainiac 5, but I did not like the way he looked.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a sickly Albert Einstein almost.
Yes. Yeah. Like, and it makes me think of like the way they did Indigo in the first season. Mm-hmm. That they just can't quite nail down a good look for that type of character right now.
Yeah.
Like the makeup looked odd.
I don't know if it's like a budget thing, because I mean Martian Manhunter always looks good when he's, switches.
Exactly. And speaking of good old Martian Manhunter, I feel sorry. Like I really wish they would have created some sort of a storyline or something that explains why he's so depowered.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they just depower him, and he should be like wiping clean some people. Like, he would be an unstoppable force.
He should have given Rain at least a harder time, unless, I don't know, it just seems to me maybe Rain, like they have Rain pumped up on something.
Yeah, like she's like, okay, so let's take a step back. They hit her with a red solar bomb, mm-hmm. which was awesome. And then they hit her with green K around the neck in a chain, which is really cool. But then she rips it off, and they say something about her maybe not being just Kryptonian.
Well, I'm trying to remember, did they say something like she was genetically modified or something, even like maybe a couple episodes ago? But
I need to go back and watch the past episodes, because I hate making the comparison, but I feel like there's certain things in this Rain situation that makes me think of Doomsday from Smallville.
I'm thinking she was probably genetically engineered from birth, and they were trying to like edit out like Kryptonian weaknesses, like this is an evolved Kryptonian.
Like they want to make her Yeah, they want to make her pure and make her powerful, and I don't know. What do you call it? She reminds me of like the way they set her up in this, where now she's like being worshipped,
Yeah.
and Kara lost her big time fan favorite follower to who's now Rain's disciple. I'm just like, man, that guy don't know what he believes. He just needs to.
Oh, he's a nut. He's crazy. But speaking of Kryptonian mysteries, I mean, I know why, because they can't have the actor every week, but you couldn't give us one line. Where's Clark at?
See, I wrote that in my notes here because I feel like since introducing him and everything they've done, like it becomes a problem when situations like this arise without having. If they had done something that took Superman off world, or something in the dialogue like a few episodes back that he's gone, he said something to Kara about, I'm going to be gone. I need you to look after things for me. Blah, 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 blah. But now, every time something like this happens, your first thought is, well, why isn't Superman why isn't he there to help her?
Even if it was like a day or two, but didn't they say Kara was like down for like 2 weeks?
It was 2 days in the coma.
I couldn't remember if they said 2 days or 2 weeks, but I mean, Rain's tearing up the town, and everyone's like, "Oh, Supergirl's missing." Wouldn't Clark know?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it just presents a weird problem with them not even addressing that they can't get a hold of Superman. And
I mean, one line that he's off planet and we can't get a hold of him or something.
I do think it's interesting how they're talking about that Rain's going to bring in the awakening and whatever that's going to mean, and she's cleansing of sinners. So, and they did do like the dual voice of her talking. Now, I do like that we got to see her show up at Catco, and nobody recognizes her,
especially Lena.
And she's got the deep voice, and
well, it's the Clark Kent glasses thing, Tyler. We're in that universe.
Yes,
and Kara too.
At least in the comics, they tried to write it off that the glasses gave out a weird hypnotic vibe because they were actually Kryptonian tech that made people see Clark differently.
So I mean, technically, Rain's mask covers more of her face than Clark and Kara's glasses do.
Exactly, but just saying, just throwing it there. And we have another episode without Guardian, without even explanation of why there's no Guardian. Not that I miss Guardian.
Have they ditched that? Have they were like, okay, we get the message?
Maybe, like I said, there's not even been a statement of Jimmy saying, "I'm going to put Guardian on hold. I'm not going to do this." It just has disappeared.
He wants to see. I know, especially with Rain out there and Kara down, but it's like, hey, I want to save the world, until I can have the chance of maybe getting the pants of a female billionaire. Hey.
You know what? I'm kind of digging the Jimmy Lena thing just because they're both good characters and Jimmy needs something to do. And I don't mean that derogatory.
But no, but I mean, I have no problem with their relationship too, but it kind of seems like they wrote that in just to give both of them something to do. I'm like, yeah, I guess you need something for Jimmy to do, but if Lena's not going to be a bad guy, can't we get something with her, like build in weapons for the DEO or something,
Yeah, like we gotta, like I feel like right now we're at a spot, and I mean technically we're only 10 episodes in. We still have 12 episodes, 13 episodes to go.
I feel like Lena's a good character, but I don't think they're giving her enough to do.
Right. They don't. It's the same thing with like Win.
I like the actress. I like the actress. I like the character. I just wish they would give her more to do.
I like when they were like kind of teasing it, like having that "is she good, is she bad" kind of thing, walking the line, and now it's that they've kind of settled on that she's good. But maybe something will happen and it'll pull her back around to where we start to doubt it again. And who knows?
Okay, that's the question. I was didn't know if I'd wait till the end to ask you. Yeah, there's like what you say, 12 or 13 episodes left, but we're gonna have to wait a while for after this month for those. How do you feel about that? And I think I know.
Well, I sat down and I mapped it all out the other day, and it's kind of weird the way they're doing it. Same time, for me, it's kind of neat because there's only like 3 weeks that it comes back and overlaps with Krypton. So during Supergirl's absence, there'll
Oh,
be
Krypton, yeah.
Krypton starts in March, so there's like a couple weeks, I think, between when Supergirl stops and when Krypton starts. I have it all mapped out. I was going through, so that's kind of neat because then I can, have to worry about doing
Did they say
2 episode reviews.
what day is Krypton going to be on?
Wednesdays, I believe,
Wednesdays?
because it premieres like the 21st.
Okay, Wednesdays would work because I mean, none of the, we really don't have any superhero CW stuff or even the Fox stuff.
Exactly, and it's only supposed to be 10 episodes. So, but I do think it's weird that they bring Supergirl back, and I mean, I guess that's just the price we pay for the fact that the CW only has so many spots for shows.
Well, I mean, and
they're trying not to be just all superhero.
Yeah, and well, I mean, yeah, they see that. Meanwhile, Black Lightning took the slot after the Flash. I think that's kind of the whole reason they did that.
And I mean, that just says that maybe certain shows like should be tooled as more shorter series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe Legends should be only like 16 episodes or something like that compared to like the full.
Well, how many
23.
How many are we getting? Because I think last year Legends was only like 16 or 17 episodes.
I don't know. I gotta check.
Because that's the thing. I think I think February and March is Legends, and they wrap up, and then Supergirl comes back in April, I think.
Yep. But back in April and goes till like June.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Supergirl's going to run longer than the rest of them then, because the rest of them usually wrap up around May, I think.
Yeah, they usually wrap up in May and then they premiere back in October.
So that's gonna be weird. There's probably gonna be a couple of weeks where it's just Supergirl. The rest of them will be done, and Supergirl will still be going.
Supergirl with lots of reruns on the CW. Well, you might have Black Lightning.
Well, yeah, but no. That's the thing about the whole Legends and Supergirl thing. I think they said so. Now every Monday, there's gonna be something new from like now until June, every week.
Which is cool.
Yeah, there's not gonna be any repeats. I don't think. Because I mean, unless they run Supergirl at reruns at a different time, but yeah, they said there's gonna be a brand new episode every Monday of either one of the two of them until June. So for the next 5 or 6 months, there's gonna be a new show every Monday,
which is cool. Like I'm fine with, but it's just weird that they do it that way.
Which is good too, because the Gifted season finale is tonight.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
and I'm gonna try.
Because Lucifer's not on tonight because it's a 2-hour season finale, so I'm guessing Lucifer comes back next week.
That makes sense.
There must be something weird going on because they put up a picture, I guess the Lucifer account today with him and Tom Welling.
Yes, I thought that it looked funny. So I've missed some of that, and that's one I'm gonna catch up on over the summer.
Oh, so you didn't see the big reveal about who Tom Welling is? Okay.
I heard it. I just don't remember what it was now.
Yeah, he's Cain of Cain and Abel.
Yeah, that's right. That's dope. Love me some Tom Welling. I was watching Smallville earlier. It's about to be on.
Because it was weird.
Podcast
before they went on break, Lucifer stabbed him in the chest, and then he came back to life. But it was weird to actually see a knife go into his chest instead of
You're like, Tom, we're not used to seeing you getting stabbed.
I know. Okay? I was like, wait, boy, blood, what?
We're used to it breaking off and shattering. Jumping back real quick, my favorite part of this episode is when John Jones had to pretend to be Kara, and Lena's talking to him. He's like, yeah, Olsen likes you.
He's like, oh, really?
He's like, don't make me do this again.
No, you do this again, shot. But the minute Lena walked out the office and Jimmy picked up his phone, I knew where it was going.
Oh yeah, I did too. I mean, that's the beauty of having Martian Manhunter. It's the one thing he does.
And then especially when he was like, oh, it's going to take an hour for those grenades. I was like, oh, here it comes. Because even Wynn's like, well, since we have an hour,
I do think. Okay, now, did you get anything out of when the Legion was talking about what their mission is in 1,000 years? Like the planet, does that allude to anything else major? Because I couldn't think of anything.
I don't know. Like you, I'm I haven't read a lot of Legion. It's mostly been when they've appeared in other books. But I've been meaning to get into more stuff. Ooh, there we go. My birthday's coming up. I just tell everybody,
Could be
give me
something
Legion
interesting.
stuff. Like, give me Legion stuff.
I did, like you said earlier. Like when he's like, we have a legion of heroes. I'm like, you have 3 heroes. It's not a legion. It's a trifecta.
Well, it's so weird because like stuff always. I think it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan, but I think stuff changes for the Legion a lot every time there's like a crisis or 0 hour, new or Flashpoint. You know, stuff changes for the Legion. You know, as the present changes, their future keeps changing all the time. But yeah, since Mon-El's out of the picture, do you think Kara? I mean, I think what was it pre-crisis? She had a thing with Brainiac 5. Do you think those two would ever get together?
I don't know. I kind of like the fact that Kara doesn't have a love interest right now. Because I feel like if you don't do it right, that can just be like a filler storyline. And right now, it's more about her as herself.
And she mentioned her cat Streaky.
Yeah, that was funny. I was like, oh, she was like, I didn't want to touch it because I didn't know what I would do. I'm like, gonna blow the cat up.
I was live tweeting. I said, boy, that sounds like a super cat.
I do want a DEO hoodie though, like Mon-El was wearing.
They might have. I bet you could probably find one online somewhere because I know Danielle has a Star Labs shirt.
I wanted a pair of like pajama pants, like lounge pants that said Arkham on it, like the Joker had in Suicide Squad when he came walking out. I'm like, where are those pants? Like people would have bought those up.
I guarantee you, there's something. There has to be something somewhere.
I did like the reference to Brainiac being a 12th level intellect, because that's always something that's important. I did like that we got to see a couple of shots of, I can't remember what they called it, what Rain's fortress is called, her dark palace.
Was it not Solitude, the fortress of
it's like something else. Hold on.
Not confidence, not arrogance. What was it? Fortress of
Hold on. I'm going back to my notes here.
Because did they mention it tonight? Because I know they mentioned it before the break.
Yeah, they mentioned it in an episode back when. Hold on. Because they did the really. They really did the Rain.
Look at his journal, everyone. It's probably written in Kryptonian.
Yep. If I could.
Oh, here. Fortress of Sanctuary.
Yeah. I knew it was something with an S. And I didn't want to mix it up with Doctor Strange. Yeah, but I thought it had Sanctuary.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google. And then, at the end, she says, you have friends. Like, and then I guess we're going to get to see Rain, like, bring people together.
I was like, oh, is there more like her? I'm like, how many Kryptonians are there?
Well, like, it goes back to, it's always like that thing, like Superman, the last son of Krypton, and Supergirl. And then you had Zod and Zod's followers, and however they did that. And then in this, we got Non, and we saw there is a Zod. We had, and it's just like, wow, for a planet that everyone was supposed to die, got a lot more survivors than we thought.
Well, that's like after Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's why they cleaned it up where he was the only survivor, and they made Supergirl a shapeshifter and stuff. Which
is so weird. I was reading that Peter David Supergirl stuff, and that was dark. The Linda Danvers thing.
Yeah, even before that, it was weird. Because, like, she was dating Lex.
Yeah, when it was Lex Luthor Jr. or whatever, he had the red mane, like fire red mane hair.
He was in a clone body pretending to be his own son. Yes.
So it's confusing, but I think there's a lot they can pull from. I don't know. Like, I want Rain. I want her to be more like the World Killer in the comics, and not so much just like a Kryptonian bad guy. Because I feel like it would be cool if, like, later in an episode she starts to mutate or something and looks freaky. Like, gets the white skin, gets, like, I don't know, cracks or something, just makes her look vicious.
I don't know if, like, it's in the actress's contract, like she wants more of her face shown, but I'm like, why wouldn't Rain? I mean, she doesn't need it, but I could just see her wearing like a helmet, maybe just like the bottom of her face hanging out, but instead of just that mask, like the full helmet, that would conceal her identity better.
Yeah, like, but it goes back to the actors or the performer wanting to be seen.
Just like be like, this is the traditional garb of Black Zero or something,
Yeah, like I just, man, what is the alien race? I always hate that we have to fall back to like an evil alien race as like the villain, but I feel like with this season, like we've really kind of toned down a lot of like all the aliens on Earth, like we got in season 2.
Yeah, I didn't see I don't think we didn't see the bar this season, did we?
I think like once, maybe twice.
Yeah.
Like it kind of has really hit out in the background. So I feel like they've made changes that way. But man, what were the aliens? I like the aliens that they used in the Superman Earth 1 book.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember because they were different. And I'm still telling you, we need Mongol to come in.
Yeah.
That's what we need. That's what we need for the crossover next year is War World. Just everybody battling. And Oliver getting the crap beat out of him.
Or just like everybody else fighting a bunch of aliens, just Superman and Supergirl fighting Mongol.
See, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm curious where they're going to go with Rain. I'm very interested to create that character. What they do with the other characters they've created on the show. Like we've gotten rid of Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
So we've stripped back that. And now it's like, what do we do with Alex? What do we do with...
Break your leg!
Wow, yeah. They did do that. They're like, good luck, break a leg. So, I don't know. I just feel like I think the hardest part with the show is when you have a character that kind of runs their course, but people like the actor, and then you don't know what to do with the character.
All right, so what did you think about the whole thing about Kara like stuck in her own head in Brainiac 5 going in?
I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because it just, it was like he said, she retreated in her subconscious,
and
after being defeated.
I kind of got towards the end there. It's like, she's like, I'm not afraid, but I was like, that's why she's stuck. It's not Supergirl who's afraid; it's Kara who's afraid.
Mm-hmm. I almost didn't want her to come out in this episode and be like, the episode ends with like the Legion barely beating Rain, and then like Kara like wakes up at the very end.
Yeah. And
then the next episode is her out of the tube instead of her like appearing like she did and injecting Rain with kryptonite, which I thought was interesting. It would be cool if it's one of those things like Rain takes it and then like it mutates her or her body adapts to it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way they can get rid of Rain is they have to like send her to the future or something. Like, what was it? I'm trying to remember.
What the Mon-El and the Legion were saying?
No, I think I'm thinking of.
So I know they said eventually Rain leaves Earth, but they didn't have any details.
Yeah, well, it's like I always hate making like keep falling back, but like the Smallville comparison where they didn't have any data on Chloe or Doomsday, and they talked about sending Doomsday to the.
Mm-hmm. Tyler, you there? All right. Tyler.
Future and take care to get him out. So,
yeah. Lost you for a second there.
Oh, okay. I was saying, like, what if they put Rain in like one of those hyper chambers they have and just like put her to sleep and imprison her that way or something like that.
Phantom Zone.
Or, put her in the Phantom Zone, which would be awesome if they bring the Phantom Zone back. Or you actually let it play a part. So, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts? I gotta go take care of my boy.
No, I think that's it. I think we hit everything.
Sounds good.
It was a good return. Enjoy it while it lasts. We'll have 2 months off after this month.
Yeah, hold on. I'm pulling. We have. Where's my paper? I sat down and mapped out everything. Here we have Supergirl through February. No, Supergirl ends on February 5th.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it ends February 5th.
Then Legends comes back with John Constantine.
Yeah, we have one episode in February. Yeah, and then Constantine, which I think that's going to help really boost ratings for Legends, and people are getting excited about it.
But I saw something on Facebook today, and I'm calling you out on it. You're talking about doing more reviews of comics, so I think during the break, that would be a good thing to do.
It is. I get the books weekly, and I just never get a chance to write it. And I think I want to make little reviews like this.
Do it for the podcast. You could do YouTube videos.
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna do it for the Facebook page. So, but yeah, I'm gonna work on that today.
But I know Lilith wants to do a special when Action Comics 1000 comes out. So
good, because it's historical.
I was gonna say you have to join us. Maybe we could do a thing where we could put it up on Capes and Lunatics and Krypton Report.
We should.
Yes, but yeah, I know she wants to do a special for that.
I have it in March is when it drops. Sometime in March.
Did you see Brian Michael Bendis, and from his move from Marvel to DC, his first work for DC will be a backup story in Action Comics 1000.
I'm curious how Action's going to look at 1000, just because.
What do you mean? How's it going to look? There's going to be so many. There's probably going to be so many variant covers.
Oh, there's supposed to be 1,000 variant covers.
1,000.
And then, they're talking about having like a hardback print of it.
Yeah, there's gonna be some like deluxe edition hardback. I think somewhere in there they're gonna. I don't know if it's all of the covers or just like like a highlights of some of the best ones, like just like a bunch of covers from the whole run.
Yeah, like I remember seeing that. Like there's gonna be a poster or something too that has all the covers of all 1,000 Action comic covers. Because I'd kind of like to see like how they what they renumber all the new 52s, like what their official numbers are. I'm too lazy to figure it out right now.
So I think there's only like 4 or 5 issues left until 1000. So I think what is it, like April it comes out?
I think it comes out in March.
March or April, yeah.
So we will see, and we will discuss it, because we're going to review Action Comics #1 in June for the 80th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Yep. We got.
Oh no, I think it is April. It comes out because they were saying that they're like, oh yeah, it coincides with the 80th anniversary. So is April the 80th anniversary?
Yeah, because I mean, officially, Action Comics 1 came out. Cover says June, but
yeah,
you know how it is. It always comes out early. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, we're gonna review Action Comics #1, and it's also this year is the 40th anniversary of Superman the movie. So we're gonna do some cool stuff for that. It's really crazy to think about. Like, it's been 5 years since the 75th anniversary, and that's like when they did that short cartoon. That's the same year Man of Steel came out and everything, and now here we are 5 years later.
Oh, Krypton Report, Capes and Lunatics. We're gonna have a bunch of specials coming up. This year's 80th anniversary, of Superman, the 40th of the movie, and then next year's Batman's 80th.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's gonna be blow up everywhere.
And you know what 2020 is, right? 80 years of Dick Grayson, my friend.
I was like, wait a minute. There's a lot of things in 2020, because isn't it Dick Grayson, Wonder Woman, and Flash?
Maybe, yeah. Oh yeah. Jay Garrick, yeah, yeah.
And then it's also Solomon turns 5.
Oh, 2020, we're gonna have to have so many specials.
But I think that's a good place to put a pin in it for tonight.
That's right.
It was good chatting with you again. It's been too long.
Yes. So
look forward to it. Look forward to more Krypton Report specials brought to you by me in support of Phil telling me I need to do more.
And yes. And hopefully we can get this boy back on Capes and Lunatics.
Yes. Just timing.
Check out that podcast and our YouTube.
Definitely. All right. Good night, everybody. Remember, look up in the sky.